Like there is a lot of stuff to prepare and there is a huge question bank and you cannot possibly cover each and every question. But that's fine, and just don't be overwhelmed and stay calm and relaxed during your preparation. For your preparation, there is no one perfect strategy, right? So what I did for analysis is that at least the
Hi Soumya, welcome to Krakow interview series.
hi, thanks for having me.
First of all, congratulations on making it to IIM Calcutta.
Thank you so much.
So, firstly, can you tell us a little bit about your education background and then how you started your whole journey towards CAT?
Right. So, about me, I graduated from BITS Pilani Goa campus in 2018 in
Okay,
computer science. Post that, I worked for 2 years in the analytics and consulting sector. Then, from May of last year, I started working again in analytics in the product marketing division. So, this was my work experience. And during my preparation, also, I was working.
okay,
So, post that, for my preparation, basically I started in June of last year, so it's been 1 year since then. Quite a long journey, but definitely one that is surely rewarding. So talking about my preparation, I basically prepared around 3 to 4 hours during the weekdays, at
okay,
night after office hours. And then over the weekends, I tried to study as much as possible. Not the whole day, obviously, but as much as I could. And even the mocks, I used to attempt them over the weekends.
okay,
So, Krakow helped me a lot in my preparation. Basically, I just came across Krakow online while trying to search for some things related to cat. And Krakow also has these free videos available over YouTube, right, which
right,
are for preparation. So, I saw those some of those lectures from Maruti sir and Saili ma'am, and I really liked the explanation. Like the way they were explaining was very easy to understand, and I had a lot of clarity after watching just a few videos. So because of that, I decided to go ahead for the Krakow Complete course.
right,
So basically, what I feel is that, like for quant or English, one could always go ahead for self preparation. But for my case, since I was also working, I wanted a proper systematic way of studying. Like I
right,
wanted my material in a very organized manner, and that is what Krakow helped me with. Because in Krakow, I had these daily schedule for the lectures, daily tasks, question bank, daily targets, and then even the mocks, which are, I would say, at par with what we have in CAT exam.
right,
So all these resources really helped me organize my preparation in a very efficient manner. And definitely, Sally ma'am and Maruti sir's explanation and the way they teach the concepts that is wonderful. So, and apart from that, I would also recommend that uh, Krakow usually hosts these live sessions on YouTube,
yeah,
and
right,
that is really good to break the monotony of just studying by yourself, because we have these questions which are hosted live, and then you have just 2 or 3 minutes to answer. So it helps you in trying to time your answers, like how fast are you able to do them, and also it's an interactive session, so it helps break the monotony.
great. So, let's talk about your CAT preparation first. So, can you tell us how you prepared in each section? What was your strategy in each of the three sections?
Right, sure. So, for first coming to the VRC section, I'm someone who already liked English. Like English is one
Okay,
of my favorite subjects. So I already had that habit of just reading or just reading articles and books, novels, and other things. So for someone who does not have that habit of reading, I would recommend that they should start cultivating it now. Just maybe by practicing RCs or by reading newspapers or any long form essays. So that really helps in the final exam if you already have the habit of reading. Then for verbal section, so if someone had started preparing already,
right,
then you could recommend them some grammar books to start learning from. But since we're already in June, so at this stage I would just suggest that you can just practice from the question banks that are there for the verbal section, and that should help. Then coming to
DLR,
the DILR section,
right,
right? So I would just say that for DLR section, one should just enjoy that, because basically these are puzzles, and these are puzzles that you just need to solve and come to the answer. So what I did was that initially I did not bother about the time it took to answer the question. So I would just pick up a set and then try to solve it on my own. Like a puzzle, I would just take it as a challenge and try to solve that. Then gradually I started seeing what is the proper method to do that. So the most important thing, as anyone would say for DLR, is the representation of
Right.
data, right? So once we have that, then we can approach the question in a systematic manner, and that helps in increasing your speed. So basically I would say that just don't worry about the time initially, just try to solve the questions on your own, enjoy the section, and then later with practice we can help that can help build on the speed as well.
Great.
Then finally coming to the quant section, right? So for quant, I think that is the section which is the most straightforward in terms of how you would want to prepare.
That's
So
right.
we already have the topics that we need to prepare, and we know the type of questions that will be there, right? So one thing I would say is that there are a lot of sources out there which would give you like the tips and tricks of how to do a particular question. But I would say the most important thing is building the foundation. Like we need to be absolutely clear about the concepts. So once we know the concepts, we'll know how to apply them in the exam, right? For tricks, you could always get confused if the language of the question is slightly changed. That if am I
Yeah.
applying the
Right.
right trick to the right question, right?
That's right.
But if you know the concept and you have been regular with your practice, then you will know how to solve it, and you could do it in the time limit as well.
Perfect. So let's talk about the mocks. How many mocks did you give? What is the time that you spent on analysis?
Right. So I think I gave around 30 mocks or slightly more than that.
Okay.
So basically, in the initial phase, I used to just take one mock a week over the weekends. Then around September, October, I increased it to two mocks a week. Then in November, in the beginning of November, I increased it to just maybe once every 3 days or so, whenever I got the time. And I wouldn't suggest to do anything like a week or week and a half before the exam. So just wrap up your preparation before that, and not to attempt
Right.
anything in the last part, right? So what I did for analysis is that at least the questions which I got wrong, that I try to solve in the same day.
Okay.
So because immediately it's fresh in your mind that what did you get wrong, and in at least in the verbal and the quant section, they are individual questions, not sets. So you can just see, okay, what is the question you got wrong, and immediately answer that, right? And then for the remaining the rest of the paper, I if I did not get time on the same day, I try to do it in the next 1 or 2 days,
Okay.
because I think it should still be fresh in your mind when you're trying to reattempt that paper, so you would know what kind of mistakes you had made or which questions you could not attempt, even though maybe you had studied that,
That's
right?
correct. Yeah.
So, and I would say that even the questions which you did get correct, just take a look at them, because maybe in the solution or the answer key there is a more
Better way.
efficient or
Right.
faster way, right,
Right.
to do that. So we should always just go through the entire paper. And then lastly, the final thing is try to like take an overview of what kind of questions have you got wrong.
Okay.
Like, are they the same ones which you got wrong in the previous mock, or and why did you get it wrong? Like, did you not know the concept, or was it that it was a calculation error? So this kind of analysis helps you to analyze that what is your progress, and if you want to, or if you have to revise a topic again. So that is how I did the analysis.
Great. So were there any stages during your preparation that you felt very demotivated, or because of your low mock scores? And if yes, how did you handle that phase?
Right. So, as I mentioned before, I started preparing in June last year. So, since that point till now, it's been a year, right? And it's not possible for anyone to keep the same level of motivation throughout. So,
Right.
and it did happen to me as well, that there were times when, because of the mocks or any other reason, also, I did feel demotivated. And at that point, you do not bother about whether the paper was easy or tough. Like, did you score low because it was a tough paper? You just see that, okay, my score is low, and it is kind of demotivating. So at that point, I would just say that just take a break, and try to take a break, do something that you just enjoy, maybe just reading or just playing an instrument or just talking to your friends, anything, and then try to go back to what you were doing. So basically in CAT preparation, the most important thing is to be in that mode. Like you need
Right.
to be in a certain zone when you're preparing, right? Like even when you're not doing it, you need to understand that yes, right now I am preparing for CAT, and
Right.
that is always there in your head, right? So it's really important. I think that's the most important thing for the preparation, to be in that zone and to just be consistent. But like as I said, there are times when you would not be able to do that and you would have to take a break, so go ahead and do that. And I would say to take the break without feeling guilty, right? Because people think that okay, I had this 1 hour of time and I just did nothing, or I just wasted time, is what they feel, right? This should have been spent in preparation. But it's just fine, it's okay even if you completely wasted it, and that's how it is. Like that's
Right.
completely all right. Like we're all humans, and it's not possible for us to
That's
just
correct. Yeah.
have that consistency and be in that zone. But at the end of the day, what I would say is, just even if you're feeling that we're in kind of a slump, to just pull ourselves back from that slump and get back into that zone. So that is what's most important.
Great. So what calls did you have and which B schools offered you final admission?
Right. So I had applied for the top six IIMs, ABC, LKI, and I had also applied for FMS, SPGen, and XLRI. And so I got calls from CLKI, then
Great.
FMS and SPGen also, and I also got calls from XLRI, both BM and HRM. So out of these, I converted all my calls, like all the IIMs, FMS, and SPGen. Only XLR is the one in which I was waitlisted, so I did not proceed further with that.
Great. So can you tell us how did you prepare for the personal interview and each stage of the whole interview process?
Sure. So I started my preparation for the personal interviews around mid of January. So till first week of Jan, I had my XAT exam. So after that, I just took a break, like a week or week and a half, and then I started the preparation. But I would not suggest to wait that long. I would say that people should start preparing even earlier than that. I think I was a bit late in starting to prepare. Now, my interview started around second week of February, and IIM Calcutta itself was my very first interview. So
Okay.
that is something like you would want your best calls to be towards the end, but that's not something you can choose. So that was my first interview. So how I went about the preparation was, first there are some videos available on YouTube by Kraku, by Sailima Maruti sir,
Right.
on the most important topics, which are tell me about yourself and why do you want to do an MBA. Like these are questions which are asked in almost every interview, and even if they aren't, it's a good thing to prepare because something related to that might be asked, right? So these videos basically gave me a starting point. Like instead of just preparing blankly without knowing anything, these
That's
gave me a
good.
starting
Yes.
point of where to start from. Now, the second thing is that a lot of universities like Calcutta, Lucknow, FMS, they also allot you mentors. So these
Okay.
are people who are from the same college, like in first year or second year, and they basically just guide you in your preparation. Like you can have a casual conversation with them, and they can help you with how their experiences were, or what kind of questions they were asked, and what they think is the right way to prepare, right? So these conversations, I think, are really helpful to help start your preparation.
Okay.
So I would say, even if you're not allotted mentors for the calls you have, just reach out to some seniors or alums from the same colleges and talk to them, because it's really helpful. Now, post that, so basically, the main thing for your interview is that you need to know everything about yourself. So, and this might sound simple because, okay, it's just about me. Of course, I know about myself.
Right.
But when you actually dig down on everything that you have done, right, in your school life, in your college academics, or if you have work experience, then in your job, everything that you have done, your hobbies, interests. So, you would see that all of these points can lead to some other points. Like all of these points have branches that could
Right.
lead the conversation to anywhere,
Yes.
right? So just for an instance, like during the lockdown itself, I started playing the ukulele. So it helped me relax in between my preparation. So when I had mentioned that in hobbies, so I was asked that, okay, where did the ukulele originate, right? Now, what kind of instrument it is? So it's basically a string instrument. Then from that, the conversation went to what are the other kinds of string instruments? What's the oldest one, right? And it's just about music in general. So you would think that, okay, it's just about one small thing, but that could lead to a
Lead to a
broader
lot of things.
discussion.
Right.
So how I prepared is, first you need to have a complete list of everything you have done, right? So you can just dig out all your old certificates and your academic records and everything. Just have all of them in front of you, and after that you can just build on writing down each of these points about whatever you have done so far. And then basically based on that points we can start to prepare that where this discussion could potentially lead to.
Right.
Now I know it's not possible to cover everything, right? Like the discussion could go just anywhere, but as much as you can, you need to just start preparing everything about you, and even your geography, like where you are living, and the city in which the university is located, so everything about that, right? So this was how my preparation went.
Brilliant. So, can you tell us what were some of the questions that were discussed during the interviews, and was there any particular question that took you by surprise?
Right. So basically in my IIM Calcutta interview, right? So that is where I was first asked like three quant questions.
Okay.
So for that, I would say that don't forget whatever you had prepared during CAT, right? Keep that in mind in the back of your head. You could always be asked in the interviews. So I think one of the questions was on probability and statistics. One was something related to series, and one was, I think it was a time and work question.
Okay.
Right. So first I was asked quant, and that was still fine. But the majority of the interview, I was only asked finance related questions. Like I was asked about financial statements, cash flows, MSMEs, and I think a few more questions about the economy.
Okay.
So, which did take me a bit by surprise because my background is not in finance at all, right? So, like when the interviewers are asking you questions which are not related to you at all, what they're basically saying is how calm can you be in that situation. Like it should not throw you off, right? So you just, even if you don't know something, just take 2 3 seconds to collect your thoughts, try to logically give an answer.
Right.
And finally, if it's something you completely don't know, then it's fine to say I don't know, because then the conversation can just go ahead and you have scope to answer more questions,
Right.
right? So that definitely took me a bit by surprise because I was asked something completely not related to my background. Now apart from that, in other interviews I was also asked like about the meaning of my name. So you see, right, even
Right.
starting from name you can be asked anything. Then I think there were a few questions about my city as well. Like I live in Mumbai, so a few questions about the geography
Right.
and a bit about what forts there are and things like that, right? Then right. So apart from that, yes, why I want to do an MBA and tell me about yourself. These questions I was definitely asked in a few of the interviews. So yeah, these were a few of the questions that I remember.
Great. So you also converted SPJ in. So can you tell us
Yes.
how was that experience at SPJ in the interview experience and in the interview process briefly?
Sure. So SPGen was actually really fun. So that was a really fun interview. So basically, talking about the whole process, initially we had the written ability. So
Okay.
that was basically cancelled for all the IMs and other interviews this year because we were doing it online. But SPGen still had that process where we had to be over a video call, and simultaneously there was a link activated where we had to write on the topic that was given.
Right.
Now, post that we have the first round of interview, which is a group interview. So I had two other people who were interviewed along with me. So now it's not a group discussion or a debate kind of thing. It's again, it's still questions which are individually asked, but you're
Okay.
just in a group. So that's how it is. And this was more of a technical interview. So here you're asked about your say academics or work experience, and some other technical questions can be asked. And post that, only if you clear the first round you have the second round on the same day.
Okay.
And second round is a completely behavioral interview. It's again a group interview and it's a behavioral one. So here you're just asked about your personality, and some hypothetical situations are given, and they try to determine that how would you would respond in that situation. So such questions don't have a correct answer, right? So here they're just trying to see that how you organize your thoughts and what would be your course of action. Then if your ethics and your morals align with those of the institute. So
Okay.
these are the things which are tested, right? So they
Right.
could give you any ethical dilemmas also, and these are actually difficult to answer because there is no clear response or no clear path is the right one. So here you just need to just collect your thoughts and give logical answers, like why you would do what you would.
Okay.
So it's a really fun process. So in general, I would say to just enjoy all the interviews, because it's basically you're having a conversation with a very like well learned person, right? So it's a very good opportunity for you. So I would just say to enjoy and just be calm and relaxed during the interview and have fun with the process.
Brilliant. Great. So finally, what are some tips that you would like to give the future CAT aspirants about CAT preparation and the interviews as well?
Sure. So, in general, I would say that consistency is the most important thing. You just need to do a bit by bit every day and don't be overwhelmed by it. Like, there is a lot of stuff to prepare. And even if you are preparing, say, from Cracker Resources, right, there is a huge question bank and you cannot possibly cover each and every question. But that's fine. And just don't be overwhelmed and stay calm and relaxed during your preparation. Don't stress too much over low scores or anything. A few specific tips that worked for me. Talking about the DILR section, right?
Sure.
So, set selection is the most important thing. Right, you cannot go in order that whatever comes in front of you, you do that. You need to go through the paper and select the sets which you think are
Right.
doable and in time. So I think that is something that comes purely by practice, that you keep on practicing different kind of questions and eventually you understand what your strengths are. Like these are the kind of questions I can do really fast, right, and accurately. So that's important.
Okay.
So that really helped me improve my score, just choosing the right sets. Then in quant, so basically I enjoy doing maths, right? So I like doing maths questions, and whenever I used to do the paper, I used to see a question, okay, this is something I can definitely do, I'm going to attempt it. Now that question may be time consuming, right? So you do not have to take it personally, like don't try to answer every single question.
Right.
So this is something I used to do initially. Just I was like, why would I not answer this question? I know this and I can. But that's not the way. Every question has an equal weightage and you need to be selective about which ones to do first, right? You need to select sets which you can do fast and accurately. So that is something important. Like don't take a question personally, like I have to do it because I know the concept. It's fine to skip it. When you have time at the end of the paper, you can come
Get
back to
back to
those
it. Right.
questions, and if not, then you can also leave it, because you have to optimize your time in the best manner possible. Now, apart from that, for the interviews also, what my tips would be that just start early. Just have everything organized in front of you, like whatever you have done so far, keep it in front of you, because you might not remember everything, and that's how you start preparing. Then I would definitely recommend to go for a couple of mock interviews, like maybe official mocks, or even from your friends or seniors from the university you can
Right.
request a mock, because that helps you get in that environment, right? Because
Exactly. Yes.
right now we are in the pandemic and we do not know till when the situation would continue. So in case there is an online interview, you would want to know that are you properly able to convey your thoughts over a video call, because we are not in person, right? So we need to still convey our points in an emphatic manner, and that's
Right.
not always easy over a video call.
Right.
And then just to see everything, like your background, is it all right, are the things which should be out of the view, right? Just very basic things. So if you directly go into your first official interview without any preparation, you would feel like flustered and stressed, and oh my god, is everything okay?
Right.
So let that not happen. Just take some mocks, and also be prepared and in front of your laptops, or if you're going to the venue next year, then at the venue well before time, because it helps you just get in that zone. Again, we are talking about the zone, but it
True.
helps you get in that zone and just be ready and not suddenly feel stressed out when your turn comes, right? So that's something we should do. And then finally, I would just say that for your preparation, right, there is no one perfect strategy. Like there's no, and even in my preparation, I wouldn't say that everything I had done was perfect over like 6 months of preparation, or 3 months of interview prep, that I had done everything right. So there will be like ups, like highs and lows when you're preparing, and there's no one strategy which works for everyone,
Okay.
right? So just try to find whichever strategy works best for you,
Right.
like the kind of preparation. Some people study early in the morning, some study at night, right? Or right now, if you're preparing and you're also working like I was, so you are definitely saving time for travel, right? Maybe like in Mumbai, I would say I have definitely saved around 3 hours of travel time because I was working from home. So just try to utilize all this extra time that you are getting. And see, right now, I understand that it's not a normal situation for anyone. We
That's
are
right.
all
Yeah.
collectively going through a pandemic, right? So there will be stressful situations, and just take care of your mental health, because that's most important. Like nothing is worth like ruining your mental health over, right? So if
Exactly.
you
Yes.
are feeling stressed or overwhelmed, just take a break, and just take a break. Even if it goes on for a few days, it's fine. You can always come back to your preparation zone and start again, but just don't stress out too much and stay calm and find your own strategy, is what I would say.
Perfect. So, thanks a lot, Soumya. You gave some very valuable tips for us today, and all the very best for your journey to IIM Calcutta.
Thank you so much, and thanks for inviting me.
Thank you.